Hi, my name is Carmichael Gugenberger, and I am a member of the Targeted Grants and Volunteer Resources Committee of the Junior League of Washington. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Jordi Hutchinson. She is the Executive Director of Everybody Wins DC, a 2021 Winter Opportunity Grant recipient. Hi, Jordi. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your organization. When was it founded? What's your mission? Tell us about it.
Everybody Wins DC is a 25-year-old organization that really focuses on helping children thrive through reading-based programming. That means we take a book, the written word, and we build connections around that book to give children the academic and social emotional skills they need to succeed in the classroom and beyond.
So how has the Junior League of Washington grant impacted your program?
It's been incredible. I will say because of this grant, we could not only implement new COVID response programming, but make sure it reached the kids that needed our help the most. That has been a real bonus for us this year and for the families that we serve.
So tell us what that means to you. You mentioned COVID. This is an uncertain time for a lot of nonprofit organizations in our community who are doing a lot of important work. But a lot of the donations have dried up, or volunteer resources have dried up. So what does this opportunity grant mean to Everybody Wins?
Well, I will say, a year ago, I couldn't tell you what our programming would look like. Everything we did was school-based. Kids during the school day, connecting them to volunteers, to books, to resources, that all changed. But this grant allowed us to rethink how we get books into the hands of children, where they are, where they live, where their families are, not just during the school day in their classrooms. So it really helped us find the kids that needed the support and get them the resources directly to their doorsteps.
And like you said, Everybody Wins DC has been around for 25 years. So what are some of the greatest successes you've experienced in recent years?
There really are so many things I'm proud of, but the biggest thing is honestly, it's the simple smiles that we see from the kids. We are not a tutoring program. We're not there to teach children. We're there to support them. And we do that through our reading programs, so the mentoring, through the book distributions, and the excitement we see from our children, from our teachers, from our families. And the fact that over the past 3 years, we've grown exponentially. We've been around for a long time, but needs change, neighborhoods change, communities change, and we've been able to change with that, which really has allowed us to stay true to the mission, which is helping children. So the successes really are the children's smiles.
Well, you've mentioned growth is a big part of what you're focused on. So how do you measure impact?
There's really two ways. I mean, you can always count the number of books that go out into a community. 1,000 books went out to this neighborhood, 500 books went to this school community. But for us, it's that secondary impact. And this is actually where the grant really made a big difference for us. It's not just a book we're giving away. The grant allowed us to put resources and materials inside every single book. So how to read aloud, how to do shared reading at home, how parents can support children in reading these books together, how to create shared reading memories, things that really help a child take from just reading a page on a book to experiencing that book and getting the skills out of that. So our impact is actually that secondary impact. Yes, I can count the number of books that went out. But for us, it's the responses we're getting from families that say, this made an impact. It taught us how to do X or Y. Or my child is proud because they now own a book on their shelf that we got from you. So it's that layer of impact that we really like to measure.
So what other programming do you have in the pipeline right now?
I will say this has been an interesting year, as you can imagine. Nonprofits across the region, across the country, have really had to evolve to figure out sort of how to deliver programming without kids in school, sheltering in place, remote learning. It's new for everyone. For us, we really moved everything to a virtual platform, our mentoring, our story times, our read alouds, and home-based distributions. We're going to take the lessons learned from this year and grow it all next year. I can't promise what schools will look like next year, but I can commit to the fact that we will continue doing what we're doing. Hopefully there'll be some in-person components, but we've learned a lot this year and we plan to expand not just our physical footprint in terms of the number of schools we're at, but looking for new partners, community-based partners, family-based partners that can get us into the kids that need the help the most.
Well, you mentioned community partners, and in what ways outside of the grant has Junior League been an important partner to Everybody Wins?
Well, Junior League's been a long-time partner of our work in terms of volunteer, in terms of doing the service side of what it means to be part of Everybody Wins DC. So that means giving their time, giving their energy, helping with book distributions, helping at events, helping support our children through all of those vehicles. So it isn't just sort of a one-time grant support. It really is a partnership.
So I know your time is very precious. So why don't you just let us know, is there any other message you'd like to give the Junior League community?
I would like to say thank you. You know, your support has made this possible this year and has allowed us to really ramp up into an area that we didn't even know was a need prior to this year. It helped us identify the need, solve the problem, and now we can grow. And I'm looking forward to building on this for school year 21-22 and beyond. I'm looking forward to a really strong year next year.
Thanks so much, Jordi.
Thank you.